Hi there, Wendy Malinda here from Living in Step. Today I'll be taking you through some of the mistakes that I made as a stepmom, and hopefully this is going to help you in your own situation and try and improve on some of the areas that I might highlight in this video. So the first area that I'm going to look at is meeting the children. I remember when I first met the kids, I was too expectant, so to speak. I expected a lot of love and I expected that they would just take on to me so well because I figured I'm this really cool person who likes kids, so why wouldn't they like me? It was quite the opposite actually, and I remember there was quite a lot of awkward silence between us. They looked at me funny, and it was basically just a daunting first time experience. And I'm pretty sure it has been the same for a lot of you. So the main lesson here is to lower your expectations, especially for that first time meeting. Don't make it complicated, keep it as simple and short as possible. That way, it will help everyone to just be comfortable around each other at their own time. One of the key lessons that I have gotten from my own personal experience is the need for patience. I didn't have much of this at the beginning. I wanted everything to happen so fast. I wanted the relationship with the kids to blossom quickly, and I wanted us to be one big happy family. This was not so. It took a lot of time actually to build that relationship and to get to where we are today. I'll give you a story of how one time when I thought we had a good relationship with the children, and this one time she called me. I remember it was a Friday afternoon. I was coming from work, driving to an event, and she called me on my cell. I was very happy and excited that, she had given me a call, and so I picked it up and, we were chatting and everything. And I remember at the end of the conversation, I said, "I love you." And I have never had such a loud silence in my life. She never said anything back. And so we just said goodbye and I hung up. And that's when it hit me that that wasn't the right time. And in as much as we were friends, she was free enough to call me, we still hadn't gotten to that point. And so that's when I decided to lower some of my expectations, to be a little more patient with her as well as the other child, and just to take things slowly and let them take a natural course. So be patient. If anything, just let the kids set the pace. I remember when she was finally ready to say "I love you," she did, and she actually stood there and waited for me to respond with an "I love you" back. And so these are some of the small blessings that you get out of just being patient. Not everything is going to work out overnight. It might take a couple of months, it might take years for others, but when it finally comes, it will definitely be worth it. Another mistake that I made is assuming that I would become a parent automatically and that I would be able to discipline here and there in order to enable the kids to have, good behavior and generally just be disciplined kids. This was very wrong on my part and it didn't play out very well. I come from a very strict background. My parents were very strict on me, and therefore in the same way, whenever I see a child do something that to me is just unfathomable, I have to do something about it. I have to step in. This is the same approach that I took when it came to my stepchildren. And like I said, it didn't play out very well. There is this one time I remember, it was a simple request that the kids should do the dishes. I had seen my husband do this so many times. After the family meals, we would have the children do the dishes upon my husband's request. So this one time I had the meal, my husband was not around, and so I requested my daughter to do the dishes. And the look that she gave me was good enough to let me know that I had no right to ask her to do that. And it actually didn't happen. I was quick on my feet though, and I sort of bribed her and told her, "If you do the dishes, then we'll get some ice cream for dessert." Then she proceeded to do the dishes. But this was a wrong way to go about it. Bribing your kids is not part of parenting or discipline for that matter. And therefore, I had to understand that I had to take time to build the relationship and to build that authority and earn my stripes before I could step into that parenting role with regard to discipline. And this is the same advice that I would give to you. Take your time, build that relationship and that bond with your children, and slowly earn your stripes as a parent. Let the biological parent take the lead when it comes to discipline. That way, the children will be more comfortable, and it gives you a lot more time and space to build that relationship with them. Finally, when I was getting my certification as a step family coach, I learned the outsider concept. And basically, this is when a step parent feels like they're an outsider in their own home. This comes about from the fact that they are coming into a ready-made home that already had some history together, and they were not part of that history. So automatically, whenever conversations come up around events that happened before they came into the picture, they're bound to feel like an outsider. I did feel that a lot with my family initially. And what I did is I just retreated to myself. I continued to alienate myself. I would step away from such conversations and just go and be alone. This only enhances that outsider feeling and works against you because you tend to pull away, and that makes it more difficult for you to form that relationship with the new members of your family. And how I learned to overcome this is whenever those conversations would come up, I would chip in with my own experiences from my own life and share that with everybody else, which they accepted and which is normal. We all have our own experiences and we all have stories to share. So don't be shy about sharing your stories, sharing your life experiences with the new members of your family, in as much as you are also listening to their family history and appreciating where they're coming from. This enables everyone to get to know each other better, it breaks the ice, and it makes all of you comfortable around each other. So I hope this makes you a lot more comfortable in dealing with some of these awkward situations, and I hope that I've brought you one step closer to happily living in step. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, like, and put your comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, share it with others, because I do know that there are people just like you who would benefit from this information. I hope to see you again next week.